Hey guys, this is Torterrid, coach of the Terra Torts, and this is going to be a bit of a breakdown of my team for CNL Season 6. So, for context, this is my first draft league, and I've been playing competitive Pokemon since Generation 6, but draft league's a bit of a new venture for me, so we'll see how we go. So, for my first Mon, I was the 12th pick in the draft, so a lot like the very top tiers, like obviously like Valiant, Dragapult had already gone. But one that stood out for me that I haven't used before was not Terrakion, Terrapagos. So this one looks insane, gets really good stats across the board, multi-scale essentially, insane coverage moves, gets every coverage move you can imagine, and then some really good support moves. So, for example, this is probably like the second best spinner in the game behind Great Tusk, probably. Like, and a lot of mons that would try and spin block this, I could just beat with Dark Pulse. If Golden Go comes in, Flamethrower. Like, this is great for beating spin blockers. And I love how, I don't think I would be using Rapid Spin every week, to be fair, because this mon is just so adaptable. I'd say it's probably the most adaptable mon, apart from, like, Mew. Because, I could run, like, Scorching Sands for burns, or I could run Rock Polish Meteor Beam or Rapid Spin Meteor Beam. I could run Carmine Stored Power, or I could definitely see myself just going like Expert Belt. Okay, they have Swampert, I'm having Energy Ball. They have a Garchomp, I'm having Ice Beam, and they have a Heatran, I'm having Earth Power, and then just having Stellar Starstorm, which is just very strong. Where is it? Where's Stellar Starstorm? Am I spelling it wrong? Why is that not showing up? There we are. It's Terra Starstorm. But yeah, Terra Starstorm hits hard as a truck, and I can see myself bringing this mon with a very different sets each time. So for my next mon, I was thinking Annihilate, because Annihilate is like weak to Ghost, Terrapagos immune to that, Terrapagos weak to Fighting, Annihilate covers that. And also, Annihilate's just strong, and I think it's probably one of the better Terrapagos answers. So I was like, oh, if I get it, then suddenly Terrapagos doesn't have to fight it. But it got took, so I didn't know what to go with. I went with Lando. Can't go wrong with Lando. All reliable. We all know what Lando does. I'm not going to waste your time talking about him. It's Lando. I'll just mention some of the heat things he's got. He got Gravity back. I could run Scorching Sands to burn stuff. Bulk up. I do like Choice Band, because Choice Band hits very hard. But, good Scarf Mon, gives me a couple immunities in, like, Electric and Ground. Landorus is great. So, for my next Mon, I'm going, everyone's choosing a lot of fast Mons, and I kind of want a Dragon. So I want, like, a Dragon Steel Fairy Core. A lot of the top tier dragons, like Latios, are gone, and Roaring Moon, and Dragapult. But Latias was still sticking in there. So, Latias, very adaptable mon. I can use this like as a support mon with Wish Baton Pass and Healing Wish or Future Sight. I could use this with like utility like T-Wave or Trick to swap stuff. Tailwind, even Screens. Gets a ton of coverage moves. It's a great Scarf or Specs mon or AV. And it gives me a good speed tier of 110. Just lets me drop Dracos. New Mist Ball buff's great. Could use Carmine Stored Power. And yeah, it's just a really good mon that I think is going to be a great addition to this team. So for my next mon, I'm thinking, alright, I want my Steel type next, and I'm still a bit worried that everyone's teams are a lot faster than mine, and I haven't really got any priority, so I wanted Steel type priority. You can probably guess, I went with Scizor. Another all reliable. Scizor, Bullet Punch U-turn. It's not got Roost, but it still has Defog for a bit of extra hazard control. Gets close combat. I love using dual Wing Beat on this thing with Technician. Knockoff. This is just a really Steel Bug, just incredible typing. So this will be really great. It's like a Dragon Resist that can just come in and like U-turn out into like maybe like a Scarf Latias to Revenge or something. So Scizor, just really solid, consistent one. Gives me a lot of key resistances, and it's just a no BS Pokemon. You know, if someone's running like a cheesy like custard berry set or like some unburdened set, Sizzle's just a. It's like Landorus. It's a no BS. It's gonna come in, and Sizzle's gonna bullet punch you, or it's gonna U-turn you, and it's going to get value. So Sizzle's great, consistent mon. For my next mon, I was thinking I wanted my Terra Captain, and from when I saw what mons could Terra, I immediately knew who I wanted. We got Rhyperia. So I know there was someone else that was kind of gunning for Rhyperia. I found out afterwards, but Rhyperia just looked insane. Terra Water Lightning Rod, pure water only weak to grass with these stats. This mon not being held back by its typing now is incredible. So I've got 4 my Terras on it. I've got Ground, Water, Fairy. And I can see myself bringing it here from, Terra, Ground, Choice Band, Earthquake sounds great off 140 attack. But, Fairy or Water even with Solid Rock, or Water with Solid Rock, they think I'm Lightning Rod, but they have to try and find out, or just run Lightning Rod. It's a great mon. I can see myself running AV on it, or just Band. Quite flexible, could be Rock Polish, could be Iron Defense Body Press. Gets a ton of coverage moves, gets Stealth Rock, gets phasing, and yeah, I've always been a big Rhyperia fan. I like this mon. It not being quad weak to like everything is going to be very nice, and I think this is going to be one of the best. I think this is just one of the best Terra captains just in the whole league, because I think this mon's going to be crazy good. So for my next mon, I wanted a bulky water because I have Terra Water Rhyperia, and I've also got him as like my fake fairy to complete my fairy core. But I wanted just a natural bulky water, and this one took a while to think of. Originally I was thinking Milotic, but that got took. And I was thinking like could get Swampert, because Swampert's great. Blastoise. Could get Peck because I was a bit worried about not having many fighting resists. But I ended up going with Empoleon. So I got Empoleon because one bit of a habit is I really like switching moves. So it gets Flip Turn, and it just adds a lot to it. It gives me knockoff because my own knockoff mon so far is like Scizor. So another mon with knockoff. Lost Defog, got Roost, which is huge. Could have priority with Aquajet, could run like Weakness Policy, Agility, could have some cheese sets, but it's just really consistent mon, has a lot of really good resistances, another steel type, you can't go wrong with too many steels. And also, a nice thing about this team so far is only 2 of my mons are affected by Toxic Spikes, because I got 2 steels and 2 floating ones, which is very nice. And also, I don't really have any like Stealth Rock weak mons yet, which is very good. So my team's not too bothered about hazards as well, despite having pretty good hazard control. But another thing with this is, I thought this comboed quite well, because, Rhyperia, pure water when terrored, but only weak to grass, because it's immune with Lightning Rod to electric. And Empoleon's a water type that's neutral to grass, but weak to electric. So these two are like waters that cover each other, and one physical, one special. So these two complement each other quite well. And it's similar Sizzles, like Steel that's weak to fire, Steel that's not weak to fire. So these two combo, and then like Empoleon's weak to ground, but Scizor isn't. So like these three like make a really good core for covering each other. And obviously I already have my ground immunities up here. So for my next one, I was thinking, with a Terra Torch, you can see him right here. We got to get Torterra. So Torterra got sniped. But honestly, I think it was probably for the best, because 2 of my best mons are already weak to ice, and I didn't want to get another quad ice weakness like Lando. So I ended up actually getting Iron Boulder. And the reason I got this was because everyone's teams were insanely fast, and I did not want to get outsped by everything. So looking at this point it was like, people had drafted things like Sneasler, Iron Bundle, Meowscarada, Dragapult, like all the fast, like 120 plus speed mons, anything faster than Latias I would be terrified of basically. And Iron Boulder just patches up that major weakness. And I've not used Iron Boulder before, but it looks pretty good, gets consistent rock moves is nice, gets close combat, can have priority. And, if you let me cook real quick, this mon, you take out 1 speed EV, you can be boosted defense for some reason. Don't think I'll use that, but yeah, this mon seems like it has it seems a bit less flexible than a lot of my other mons, but I can still see myself trying to come up with some heat for this. So I could, and also, so, it's not a good defensive type, but it's also surprisingly bulky. Like, it's as bulky as Empoleon stat-wise, pretty much. Like, it's bulkier special-wise than Empoleon, which is kind of crazy for a fast physical sweeper. But for my next mon, I was thinking, I know my team isn't super weak to poisons, to toxic spikes, but I thought I do want a mon that absorbs toxic spikes just because I don't want to have to fight toxic spikes a lot. Like, Terrapagos and Rhyperior especially are like very bulky bruisers, and I don't want them getting poisoned all the time. So my next pick it was between Overquill, but I went with Alola Muck because this mon has got pretty decent attack, really good special bulk, and pretty good physical buff. Gives me a really good knockoff user. I could have priority Shadow Sneak. It's just a really bulky mon that does not have many weaknesses. Only weak to ground is incredible. Yes, I have drafted like 4 ground weaknesses in a row, but come on, Rhyperior doesn't count. And then I've got my 2 ground immunities, so I should be alright. But yeah, I think this is a really good mon. It's just going to poison stuff all the time. I only found out today Poison Jab stacks with Poison Touch. I didn't know that. So that's really good. But yeah, I think this is going to be a really just solid mon that I don't think it's a mon I'm going to bring every week, but to like key matchups where I know there's going to be strong special attackers, this mon is coming. Like, I think it's going to be very useful. When I know there's going to be strong special attackers or like strong dart moves or toxic spikes, this mon's coming. So for my next mons, I was thinking I'd plan these ones out after Empoleon and Iron Boulder. I knew what I wanted for the rest. So I had enough to get I had enough Terra points to get a 4-point Terra. Well, I had 6 Terra points basically, so I could get a 6 Terra point mon, or a 4 and a 2, or a 3 and a 3. I decided to go 4 and 2, and I ended up with my Bostiff. So this mon, I've got Terra Dark, Fairy, and Normal. Originally I was thinking Poison, but I got Normal because Retaliate seems really cool with Terra Normal. And also Facade, in case this thing gets burned. But this mon, really good like Wall Breaker, really good Scarf or Choice Band mon. Fun fact, Terra Normal Choice Band Retaliate when you've like come in after something's died. One shots max HP Tusk, which is insane if it switches in with Stake Allies. So bit specific, but like the calcs on this one are very funny, and it's a very just like it also gives me like a nice middling speed tier, like at 85. I've not really got any mons around that speed tier yet. Well, actually no, I have Terrapagos there. I lied, but I thought my Bostiff I just thought it seems like a really fun mon, and I'd like to experiment with it and see how good it is. And Terra Fairy play rough. Also, you'll notice this with all my mons, is all my mons I can run offensive or defensive. I'll bring defensive Iron Boulder one week, just watch me. But like I've not got a single glass cannon. Every single one of these mons, I could run Choice Band Muck, and I could run defensive Boulder, Iron Defense Boulder if I wanted. Like all of these mons are bulky, but also hit hard, which is something that I quite like about this team. Is I think it's gonna be very hard for like one mon to just like Choice Band sweep me or Choice Scarf sweep me because my team is so bulky. So for my next Terra Captain, I saw this guy very early on for 2 points. I thought 2 points, that's a steal. We're going with Ampharos. So Ampharos I've got Terra Electric, I got Terra Fairy, and I got Terra Grass. Grass mainly to like hit grounds and resist ground. So one set I like with this particular is I love Cotton Guard on this mon. Cotton Guard makes this mon bulky as hell. Don't let them know how broken Cotton Guard is. But this mon could run like a bulky pivot with leftover and just be like a static mon with like Volt Switch. I could run AV Volt Switch would be nice. I could run Choice Specs, just nuclear Terra Electrics. Like this mon hits hard, 115. It's pretty solid, and it's got a fair amount of bulk. But its speed actually isn't great. But Agility Meteor Beam is a really nice set to run. I was tempted to go Terra Rock, but I didn't want to get another Terra that gives me like a ground weakness still. But Meteor Beam seems really good. Cotton Guard seems like a really good set. Or like Volt Switch Pivot. And I didn't want to get a bad Terra Captain. I thought I want a Terra Captain that I think I will bring this at least 1 week in like a matchup. It's good, and I can see that with Ampharos. So that's my team, except that the hidden weapon, the 1 pointer. I was looking, there was some alright 1 pointers for 1 points anyway. It's Murkrow, Glalie, for like spikes or like Prankster. I looked at Dracloak because Dracloak I thought gives me fast light screen reflect, gives me some status with Will-O-Wisp and its U-turn as a pivot, and Eviolite. But I ended up going with a faster mon. Jumpluff was 1 point. This one at 1 point is crazy. One of my goals for the end of this season is to prove Jumpluff is at least a 2 pointer. Because this mon's support set is incredible and it is fast. Like, yeah, it's like offenses are crap, but it's got okay speed F, bulk, and this mon destroys physical attackers. It's got strength sap and cotton guard. But this mon's support, it gets light screen reflect, you be a fast sub leech seed, gets tailwind, gets switcheroo, gets pivoting and U-turn. I can sleep stuff if I want to be a bastard. Memento to help with setup. Could be Encore, Endeavor. I could run, I don't know, Swords Dance Focus / Acrobatics. Maybe not with this attack, but, this one has a lot of support moves. And, say I'm against like a weather team, I could just use this as a fast mon with Rain Dance or like Sunny Day to counteract it. So I can see this mon actually being useful, which I didn't want to just get a crap 1 pointer basically. But this one, I can see myself bringing it like in a week or two. But yeah, that's my team. So yeah, overall, I'm quite happy with my team. I think it's probably one of the bulkier teams out of the draft, but also it's probably one of the more slower or bulkier teams because like outside of Iron Boulder and like Latias, well, and Jumpluff, but Jumpluff's not going to come that much. But well, you never know. But I've got like a lot of slower mons, but I've got two pretty fast mons. I've got some good priority, especially Scizor, and I'm very hyped to specifically use like Rhyperior and Terrapagos. And yeah, I like how all my mons could be offensive or defensive. But here, that's enough rambling from me. Completely off topic. I just released my own game on Steam. Check that out. It's a platform where your friend controls the enemies. Pretty sick. But yeah, thanks for watching. And I might do one of these to like analyze everyone else's teams. But hopefully it won't take me 2 hours because I ramble a bit. But yeah, peace.